Welcome back to another episode of the GPS Podcast. Grow your passion into success. Where
we give you the roadmap to success.
Oh my goodness. Yo, this might be that. This is one of them ones right here.
This is the one right here?
This is the one.
This is like DJ Khaled. This the one right here?
Like, we've been waiting for this episode for like 15 episodes now. Mm-hmm. This is crazy. We just got to take this moment to thank Sister Keishonda for doing an incredible job.
We have to thank CEO Brother Henry's wife.
I'm sorry. CEO Brother Henry's wife, no name, Miss Anonymous, for her introduction to the podcast. That's dope.
Thank you.
That is dope. And today, y'all, we have a very serious topic, but we'll have some fun with it still, though, you know?
Facts.
I'm just going to jump right into it. I'm going to jump right into it. So when it comes to doing business and being black, we got to understand as entrepreneurs that how do I say this? Just because you're black and doing business, it doesn't mean that it's a double negative. How do I say it? Like, you are...
I have no idea what you're trying to say.
Okay, okay. I'm losing this point. Let me try to bring this point back, all right? So let me reel it in, right?
Bring it right
We
back.
say like, yo, I'm in business and I'm black, so I expect black people to support me. And that's not necessarily fair, right? But also, you got to understand, if you're doing business and you're black, that you got more against you. Like, there's two different sides. So just off top, all right? Quick story, and I'm gonna give you the short version. Me and my wife, we had a little bit of money in the bank, right? And we went to go pull the money out of the bank.
Just real quick.
Yeah.
The reason I'm CEO Brother Henry's wife is because you never use my name. You always tell stories and you say, me and my wife.
Well, that's because you say stuff like, yo, I'm CEO Brother Henry's wife. So I just be like, hi, fool, I'm going to roll with it then.
That's not fair.
You want to tell people your name?
Which one came first?
Because I've already called your
which
name.
one came first, the chicken or the egg? Which one came first, CEO Brother Henry's wife or me and my wife?
The chicken? I don't know what's the correct answer.
CEO.
We having chicken for dinner? What are we talking about, right? What's going on, folks? I don't know. I was trying to tell the story. Remember the time we went to the bank? We went to pull some money out.
Remember the time.
You remember the time, right?
We went to the bank.
We went to the bank?
Yes.
So we go pull out this money. It's crazy because I was like, normally I be dressed in like suits and stuff. Well, okay, not normally. At that time, I was I wore more suits than anything. But this time I was in a hoodie. So I popped in like, yo, let me get my money, fam.
Exactly.
You feel me? Like,
and you know where the story's going because
right?
you went into a bank like, I think you had a do-rag going too.
I did it the right way though, do-rag and a hoodie, but I filled out my document. I had here's my license.
You had your driver's license.
Here's my driver's license. Here's my account number. Let me get my money. And the lady looks at me, looks at the amount of money, looks at me, and says, I'll be back. 20 minutes later, I'm still sitting in the lobby. At this time, y'all, Sister Keishonda is blowing up my phone talking about, we got to go where you at. I'm like, yo, they ain't came out with the money yet. So it was a significant amount of money. And so the lady comes to me, and mind you, the money was clear. I need to bring that up now ahead of time.
Meaning the liquid cash was in
the
your
liquid
account.
cash was in the account. The lady comes out and says, hey, I can't give you your money. I'm like, why not? She's like, your account's froze. Mm-hmm. Fam, I'm not a mobster. I don't deal drugs. I'm not involved in anything illegal. Why is my money froze? Right? Now, what she didn't tell me at that time is that she's the one who froze the account. But she froze the account because she didn't think that a Negro of my stature should be taking that type of money out. Basically is what happened. So, long story short.
You actually didn't want the physical cash, right? You wanted a cashier.
I just wanted a cashier's check because the money was already there. Like, she's like, oh, a cashier's check, you may have to pay $10. Lady, do you see how much money that is? We good on the $10. Cut my money before I got to come smack something, right? So
look at you.
She freezes the account. And now I tell my wife, like, yo, the account's froze. And my wife, Sister Keishonda, but for this one, we're going to call her my wife because I don't know if the statute of limitations is up yet. So we're going to call her the wife for this one just in case. We ain't dry snitching on ourselves.
Oh, my goodness.
My wife like, yo, let me jump on the phone. Boom. She's on the phone. And now we're talking with our other branch in Detroit. And, folks, it's starting to get crazy. Because the initial bank is like, the money's clear. Where we put the money at. They're like, the money's clear. What's going on that y'all can't get y'all money? So one bank, it's the same branch, but the branch manager in Detroit is talking to our branch manager here, like, clear the money. And they're like, it's froze. And she's like, you froze the money. And so now the banks is going at it. So now it's deep. We traveled to DeKalb next, right?
Yeah.
So we
we went further than that.
The last place was Huntley. I remember the last place was Huntley.
Yeah, we end up having to go like an hour and a half away.
Yeah, we have to travel. So we traveling. While we're traveling, the situation supposedly gets cleared up. They're like, we look at the account on the app, and they're like, oh, the money's clear again. It's good. You can go pull your money out. Bet. Say less. And it's time sensitive because we got to get the money to our consultant by like 5 Eastern or something like that. Bet. We get to the next bank. Go in. Same situation. Here's the withdrawal slip. Woo, whatever. I need my money. I need cashier's check. They're like, all right, I'll be back. The moment he told back, I'm like, I already know what this is. 20 minutes later. Sir, your account's froze. Frozen. How my account freeze again? It just got unfroze. The money's there. I know for a fact it's there. So I come back to my wife, Sister Keishonda. She's like livid at this point. Like, yo. So now we're talking to the first bank. The branch manager that we're talking to, she's not even at work no more, but she's still on the phone for us because she's like, yo, I got off and this is crazy. So go through whatever the situation is with bank number 2. Now we end up in Huntley. We are so far out of our way. Our whole day is just messed up. And she's like, I got the money clear for you again. You should be good. We go inside the bank. We get inside the bank. I walk
this time
up.
I go inside with you.
Absolutely.
I didn't go inside the first 2.
The first 2, we had the Bonnie and Clyde the last time. All right, yeah. They need to see the power here.
Yeah, the third time I was like, you know what? Either they're giving us this money or I'm going to jail.
It's up right now because I'm a black entrepreneur and I know they don't do this to other people.
Facts.
Because you're judging me based on what I'm wearing. That's all it is. I had a hoodie on, do-rag. You're judging me because of what I'm wearing. It's that simple, right? Get into bank number 3. Fill out the form. And now this time my wife gets to see what I experienced the first 2 times. I'll be right back. Right? I'll be right back in bank terminology translates to... we're about to go investigate this account. Now, I'll give you this. You can't pull large amounts out the bank without making... you're supposed to, let them know that you're coming to get the money ahead of time, right?
Yeah, but that's if you're pulling cash. I can get a cashier's check.
We're not pulling cash, though.
Exactly.
We just want a cashier's check, right? And no, matter of fact, we didn't even want a cashier's check. I think we were trying to wire the money. We had to wire the money to Atlanta. That's what it was. Just a wire.
Was it?
Yeah. It was like, yo, we need to wire this money.
Whatever it was, we weren't pulling physical cash.
Yeah, it wasn't even physical cash. So this time, bank number 3, we've made a decision. Sister Keishonda and I. We've decided that either we're about to get our money or we're going to use that same money for bond because it's about to go down. Like, you're not about to hold my money, right? So, they freeze the money and they're like, yo, you can go talk to our manager that's in the bank because they're like, we can't give you this money. So I'm in the room with this manager and sometimes I have a temper. Every once in a while, I may have a temper.
Something.
And I usually only have a temper if you mess with my wife, you mess with my children, or you mess with my money, right? So when the bank teller comes out, I'm already full mafia mode. F you, pay me my money, right? He's like, oh, these are all the reasons. So I end up telling this guy something to the effect of like, yo, unless Jesus himself comes back into this office right now and prevents you from getting on your ass with my money, it's about to be a long day. We knew it was up because the police start showing up. Right? We knew it was up. We're in this office going clean off. I've never threatened somebody so many times. But here's the crazy part.
You know what's interesting is I think at a certain point, I had to tell you to so I had to have your back. But I was like, you know what? Let me go angry black woman on this guy.
Got to. It's our money.
Because he was, it was angry black man and angry black woman. They look completely different. Angry black man is threatening. Right?
True.
But an angry black woman could just be like, you know what? I'm just gonna give her what she. You know what I'm saying? They just treat it differently.
Well, here's the thing. I wasn't playing with this guy. I was like, yo, I hope you got hands. Because by the time the police get in here, I'm going to be all listen, fam, you're not about to rob me in a bank. I don't go to the bank to get robbed. You know what I'm saying?
It was insane.
I ain't been robbed in the streets. You think I'm going to come to a bank and get robbed?
What was crazy is that, so we took our money out, and then of course we didn't bank with them. We took our money
they
out.
sent us a letter talking about we don't want to bank with y'all no more.
6 months later. I was like,
what?
We ain't had money with y'all since this incident.
You don't want to do business with us. We don't want to do business with you. You stole our money. You know what I'm saying?
That was crazy. They sent us a letter we don't want to do business with you. We don't have any money with y'all no more.
Yeah, we pulled all our money out. We don't mess with y'all no more. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
We don't mess with y'all. The opposite of the long way. Whatever that is. The short way. You know what I'm saying? Crazy. Anyway, that story is just an introduction to show you that when you do business and you're black, you got to deal with all the double negatives because being black, things are just harder in America in general. Your credit score got to be higher. It's got to be for a longer time period. You got to have more clients. Like we got to work double as hard to get half as far, right? Some people say, well, that's stereotype. It's the way you think. It's a mentality. Yeah, but there's a lot of truth to that as well, right? We're not making a lot of stuff up. Redlining is real. Racism is real. Sexism is real. Like America's history is real. So we're not making a lot of this stuff up. So being black and doing business, you got a lot of things that you have to deal with that you got to overcome that are obstacles or that can hold you back or that can prevent you from moving forward, if that makes any sense. So one of those things is something that we noticed when we had a beauty supply store. And this was crazy to me, right? And if you're watching this podcast, just ask yourself, have you ever said this before? Because you're probably one of those people if you've said this. Have you ever come to a black-owned business and be like, yo, I'm here to support y'all? Like, what does that mean? I'm here to support y'all, right? Nobody ever goes to Walmart, Target, McDonald's, Starbucks, Nike, PlayStation. You never be like, yo, I'm on PlayStation to support y'all. You're just a customer, right? The mentality that we carry as one black person to another black person when it comes to doing business is like, yo, I'm here to support y'all. Like, just think about how crazy it is. So I'm going to tell you what support y'all translates to. You just opened your store. It's new. I want to come see if you really did it. I'm not sure how you did it. I'm going to buy from you this one time, and then it's business as usual. That's typically because that's what you mean by support. Because when you're a customer, like, I don't go to Walmart like, yo, I'm here supporting y'all, right? Like, who does that? When you go to Walmart, you just buy your groceries, you buy your clothes or whatever you're buying from Walmart, you check out and you go home. That's the normal process of shopping at a store and doing business. But when you're black, there's this thing about like, yo, we have this thing, support black business. It's one of our mantras that we say across the country. Like, I support black business. Or there's signs we put in our windows. It's like, support black business. But even the very terminology, support black business, in and of itself, it shows a different mentality when it comes to black businesses. Yeah. All right? We got to support those.
Because as a beauty supply store, we've never seen support Korean business.
Never.
Never
happens.
I've never been inside a beauty supply store in my city, and I heard the people talking to the owners or whoever behind the counter like, hey, I'm here to support y'all. I've never heard that. Sisters come in, they get the hair they want, they get the nails they want, and they go about their day. True. And then they come back when they need it again. True. They never go in there and be like, hey, I'm here to support you.
True.
Like, what?
You know what's crazy about when we had our beauty supply store? So we had our beauty supply store, y'all, and there's like 7 or 8 other Korean or Asian or Arab, whatever, beauty supply stores. And so black people used to tell us that we were tripping because we used to be like, yo, y'all don't shop at our store the way you shop at their stores. Like, they're making $100,000 a month. We're making pennies, right? Pennies. We're like black people are not shopping here for, and there's reasons. We'll get into that maybe this episode, maybe a lot later episode. But we're like, y'all don't shop with us like you shop with them, right? And so black people, and mind you, I can probably name off the top of my head probably 20 different people that came to us like, hey,
with different ideas,
like, these are things you got to do to make your store pop, right? So they start telling us, you got to hit your email list. Make sure your loyalty program is bringing people back. Make sure you're running ads every day. Make sure you're calling your people. Make sure you're texting your people. You should be running specials. You should be giving out. I'm like, yo.
Any of the other beauty supply stores, none of the other beauty supply stores was doing that. None of them.
They just show up and put a sign on their door and say open. And black people flood the gates.
In our city, there's 2 of them that's right across the street from each other, and they both are flourishing.
Pumping. And then you ask people, here's the thing. It's not that they didn't know we didn't exist.
And for me, I live in the community and shop in the community. I have never, ever seen a commercial for any beauty supply store to say.
Folks, run commercials.
But we got to run commercials in Facebook ads.
If your ad spend isn't enough, y'all got to spend like $3,000 a month on ads.
Money on marketing. Like, what?
Wait, other beauty supply stores, they just open their door. It's crazy to think about.
The other one that opened up on...
Alpine?
No, not that one. The one on Charles Street.
Oh, yeah, they opened their doors.
One day I drove by, I'm like, what's a beauty supply store over here?
Like,
dang.
It's crazy.
Like, it was crazy.
Like, so, and then black people, so here's the thing, right? Like, so we had this beauty supply store, and then you have people that, like, they'll come shop one time or whatever. Like, we had a loyalty program so we can track when people come shop.
True.
So then I'll see, like, there were some faithful people that was like, I'm only shopping here because you're black, right? And so you deal with, like, the conscious part of the community that's like, yo, we're going to shop here because you're black and we're going to support it because you're black. If you don't have something I need, I'm going to work with you to get it. But that ain't the majority of us. The majority of us, we like Professor Devin, who is, salute to Professor Devin, by the way. Professor Devin, who's responsible for 25% of the black-owned beauty supply stores in America. Professor Devin told us that black people have this thing about psychology, where when you go to the Asian store, now mind you, when the Asians come here and get their store, they're getting a $500,000 loan, and they're getting set up by their own people to open these stores. And the United States government gives them money to open the stores. We got to bootstrap it. So no, our beauty supply store is not as big as their store. But here's, our store was huge. That's the crazy thing. Our store is huge. But black people come into our store. True story. This is a true. Do you remember this?
You got to tell the story.
A mother and a daughter come in our store. The mother is looking for a human hair 1B finger wave wig. The daughter tells the mother, Mom, this is the exact wig you Googled, from the exact brand, from the exact company. The mother looks at the wig and says, I don't like the direction the finger waves are going in. Let's go to the Asian store. She's like, Mom, this is the exact wig you said you wanted. She said, we'll come back if the Asians don't have it, but I don't like it, right? And so we're sitting here stumped like, wait a second, the finger waves are going in the wrong direction? But Professor Devin said that, I forget what the term is psychologically, but he said when you go to the Asian store, all you're going there to purchase is like some toenail clippers. That's it, right? We got toenail clippers. They got toenail clippers. 99 cents no matter which way you go, right?
Right.
But the fact that when you go in their store, you see thousands of all these options, psychologically in your mind, it tells you that it's better than what you could get at the black beauty supply store, even though all you need is toenail clippers. So you would rather buy your toenail clippers there than come to the black store because they have more stuff to stimulate your senses when you come in. They have 1,000 options. All you need is one type of hair. And we carry the one type of hair. But you'd rather buy it from them, right? So people said we was crazy having a beauty supply store. And we're like telling people. And people came up with all these reasons why.
And honestly, a lot of the stuff we took back and tried to implement. Like people was telling us stuff like, okay, let's try that.
Man, we was delivering.
Yeah, like
beauty supply stores don't deliver. Man. We was delivering.
Yo.
Do you hear me?
Like this whole phenomenon of like delivering stuff from stores. We started that shit.
Listen, we was
here in our city. Like we started delivering. Matter of fact, we started the whole concept of trying to deliver specifically to all the barbershops and the bar. Exactly. Remember that? So we started pooling all the beauty salons. So, I mean, not that we don't necessarily have the business anymore. Like, we can share some of these great ideas at the time. Like, we was pulling all the salons, all the barbershops, and like getting a list of what they needed, and was like, and like going to deliver it to them in their hand. Like, hey, this is what you order. Like some Amazon type. Like, this is what you ordered. Our beauty supply store picked it up, and then like creating a loyalty program out of that. So like, you order so much from us, you got a discount. Like, craziness. Insane, bro.
Craziness, insane. And on top, here's the thing. On top of that, right? We were the only beauty supply store that gave scholarships to children who look like us in the community.
Facts.
The only beauty supply store who was actually giving back, who were giving jobs to people that look like us.
Facts.
The only beauty supply store, of course, we had the school that we started.
Not necessarily, though. Everybody hired black women, though.
Everybody hires black women. This is true because they need a black face when you come into the Korean store, right? We were the only beauty supply store who we started a whole school, right? we had 2 floors to a beauty supply store. On the second floor, you could come do your own events. Like, we had event space at the beauty supply store. People had, like, tons of businesses started there that are other black-owned businesses. But with all of that, did the store get support? Like, the other stores got support? Hell no. Because psychologically, as a people, we have some real issues that we got to work through. Like, we don't trust other black people. It's just, like, when we talk to black women, they'll be like, well, like hair, like the hair game is crazy, right? If you don't have $500,000 to get to the hair game,
yeah,
it's gonna be a struggle because you got 10 inches, 12 inches, 14 inches, 16 inches, 18 inches, 20 inches, 22 inches, 24 inches, right? That's like what, 8 different types? Now, mind you, each one of those 8 different types
has
at
least 10 different colors.
Also has color 1, color 1B, color 2, color 4, color 613, color 27, color 30, color 33, the mixtures.
And the mixture of colors.
You know what I'm saying?
And then each of those colors has wavy, straight, crochet.
Oh my goodness.
Like, I can't think of all of them, but they probably have another 8 different types of textures, if you will, or styles.
Remember we did, so we were like, oh, what was it? Passion twist. Like, oh, passion twists are hot. Then we get passion twist. Oh, your passion twist is 2 inches too short. You get the next one. Oh, these are 2 inches too long. Like what? Like it's insane.
Well, you don't have the right color. Like it was
like,
hard.
Oh, this burgundy.
It was hard keeping up financially.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because we got into that. Unfortunately, we got into that game where we were trying to please one customer, right? So this one customer would come in and say, I want passion twists, 18 inches, 1B burgundy mix. So we would, but people don't understand that as a business owner, I can't go out and buy 4 for you that you want to get. Right. I have to buy a case that costs me $150 just for you to buy 2 out of that case. And then nobody else really
and
want
then
that
you may
case.
not show up, and I just got a case.
And then you don't come back and get it because I didn't have it the day you came in. Which most time people come and get hair. They want it like most people about to get their hair done in the next couple of days. Not a lot of people coming in like, hey, this is what I'm looking for. I'll be back next week.
Facts.
So I mean that actually kind of, I think that was probably our biggest struggle and probably the biggest. What's the word I'm looking for? Like that hurt us the most financially. Is trying to
help people.
Not trying to help people, but trying to all the hair is what I'm trying to get at. Not necessarily trying to help people in particular, because we learned very quickly not to do that.
Right.
But trying to keep up with all the variety of hair, because then you also have women who don't want 1B or 2. They want all the different colors of the rainbow because this is their style. Like it was exhausting trying to keep up with all the different types of hair.
Multiply all the lengths, all the colors, right? But then, this is sensational. I want Milky Way.
True.
Oh no, this is Milky Way. I want Bobby Boss.
Right.
Oh no, this is Bobby Boss. I want Vivica Fox.
Right.
Oh no, I need Domi. No, y'all. What? There's 100 brands.
There's 100 different brands.
Y'all don't carry this? Oh, if y'all don't carry this, I can't shop here. See, like, all right, y'all. I remember somebody was so big. Like, you gotta get this Onyx hair. You gotta get Onyx hair. We go get the Onyx hair. I don't wear Onyx no more. Fam, we just spent $2,000 on hair because for you to come in here and only spend $100, right? But people, you said this is what's popping. We got it.
People don't also understand that in this industry, or at least in the beauty industry, you can't just go and get a box of $150, right? In order to even get in, you gotta have a contract with these different companies. So, in order for us to even get Bobby Boss or Onyx, we had to start off spending $2,000 with them just to get the contract to get that one type of hair, just to get that contract.
Here's the thing that's so crazy: we weren't the only ones experiencing this, right? There was an entire network of black-owned beauty supply stores. All of us clicked up together because none of us could afford the contracts individually. But when the Asians come, I went with my brother who owns a beauty supply store down in DeKalb. I went with him to one of these places where they were doing financing for the beauty supply stores. Asians came in, could not speak English. They wrote them up on the spot like a $750,000 contract with like a net 120 on all the products. Can you imagine if you got a net 120, meaning you don't have to pay for your products for 120 days. You get them, you got 120 days to sell them, you keep the profit, you send the money back, and that's how everything works in that. On their side, that's how it works. On our side, my brother came in with an 800 credit score, right? Business credit through the roof. They told him he could get $1,000 credit limit. But understand that to even get some 30. Of these contracts, no nets at all. To even get some of these contracts, for some of the bigger ones, they told us we had to spend $15,000, $20,000, $25,000 to get one contract with one company. Then they don't give you human hair up front.
Right.
They give you the synthetic hair.
You spend $15,000 with them, but then they limit what you can buy from them.
They give you like the cheap braiding hair.
Like,
you see what I'm saying?
It's crazy.
Like,
so ultimately, we didn't need people to support. We needed people to shop. Because it was tough.
And then so our people,
and that's just hair. We're not talking about all the chemicals that people get.
The accessories, right? Purses, t-shirts, clothing.
That we're not talking about men's stuff. Like it's all of jewelry. That is just hair. The hair game. Yeah, the hair game.
Here's what's crazy. When COVID happened, right? When COVID happened, Sister Keishonda, not my wife, who is my wife, but Sister Keishonda, the person, right?
Why do you keep saying it like that?
Because you said I don't say your name. So Sister Keishonda had this genius idea, right? When COVID hit, the governor shut down all the beauty supply stores, right? All beauty supply stores had to shut down. So she quickly ran and she's like, we're not a beauty supply store. We're an essential store that sells beauty supply products. So we were selling masks, gloves, all that stuff during COVID, like by the thousands.
Hand sanitizer.
Right? Hand sanitizer. We're selling it by the thousands. But here's what let me know about black psychology. When every other beauty supply store had to shut down, but the city allowed us to stay open because we were essential, every day when we got to our store, there was a line
wrapped around
the block.
So people could find us.
They knew where we was at.
And we was the only one that was open.
But when we was the only one that opened, you had no other options. You had to come shop
And what was crazy is that literally the day that, not even all of them, like I think one or two, maybe two other stores in the city opened up.
Customers
like zero customers instantly.
We went from
that was insane. I'll never forget. It was Friday. I think it was May 1st was the day of the week.
Something like that.
Like literally that first Friday in May.
That was crazy.
We were like, dang, what happened? Like, where is everybody? Come to find out, the other two stores opened back up.
We went from we were averaging like 80 to 100 customers a day. We're the only store open. We're like, okay, we're killing. We're making crazy money, but we're the only store open. By the time that next day came, another one, we like, we went from 80 customers to like 15.
4 or 5, it was bad.
Then like the next day, you like, we only have 4 customers?
Yeah, within a week, it was like.
You can see the little dust balls like in the movies going like.
Yeah. Within a week, like literally within a week. And then, I mean, obviously, once all the other stores opened up, it was
back to business as usual. So it's like the question was asked like, if y'all knew we was here and we were good enough for you during the pandemic, what changed? Mm-hmm. What happened? Like, and I hear black women like, y'all don't have a big enough variety. So,
but why was it good enough for
variety, or are you shopping for exactly what you want? Right? It goes back to Professor Devin's point of
because at that point we were getting exactly what people wanted.
Exactly what people wanted.
Because there was 80 of them coming a day.
Exactly.
And this was 80 different people.
And that's what we told people at the time. Like, listen, if y'all keep shopping this way, we can get you anything you
whatever
want.
You ask.
Anything you want. Anything you ask for, we can get you.
Right.
Whenever, you know what I'm saying?
We were like bending over backwards to get whatever people
We literally
needed.
was driving out of town. Like, it was so tiring. Hours were shorter. We would have to get off work because the warehouse is shut down. So we had to go to my sister's store, other places. It had to go pick stuff up every single day because we sold out every single day. So we went from selling out every single day during COVID to after COVID to 2 customers in a day. And 2 customers may come in and spend $4 with you. And now we're looking at the register like, how are we going to pay bills? How are we going to take care of stuff with $4 made in profit? So we got to continue this conversation in the future because this is a good one. We didn't even get into our topic. This was all like on the beauty. This was all the story of the beauty supply store in the bank. We didn't get to our topic.
The woes of being a black-owned beauty supply store owner in Rockford, Illinois.
Being a black bit like you, there's some challenges you got to look at for real, as a black entrepreneur that you got to stick through. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So I'm gonna get ready to shut it down at this point. But I want y'all to know that part of us getting to where we're at now, though, is consistency. And that we never lost the consistency. Even when we wasn't making no money, man, the doors to them stores was open. And every day we was in that piece. Even if it was our employees in that piece, we was in that piece like consistently every day. If we only had 3 customers that day, we're going to service those 3 customers like we had 300 customers.
And was mad when our employees shut down 5 minutes early.
You feel me?
like we would be looking at them cameras like, my store ain't closed. What the?
You know what I'm saying?
Like
6:57. What you doing?
Like somebody at the door, 6:59. Let them in.
We need every customer.
Man.
You hear me? We need every shilling coming through this joint. You hear me? So anyway, this GPS podcast will help you grow your passion into success. And we also...
What am I missing here? We give you the roadmap to success.
All right, y'all. Oh, the double fingers. Oh, okay. We out here.